This is Doug Hitch, and I'd like to welcome you again to another in the series of CAD Gods in Training, where I'm going to be working with 3D in AutoCAD 2011 and try to show you some of the things that I've learned over the last few years, and hopefully they'll make your life a lot easier. So today we're going to create a 3D object from a 2D drawing. Okay, and what we have here is a nice coffee mug, one that I use in the mornings. And what I want to do is I want to use the geometry that I have here on the page. I don't want to have to duplicate it, I just want to steal it. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Okay, just to show you that this is a 2D drawing, I'm going to do a little rotation here, and here we go, and you can see that this is just 2D lines on a flat sheet, okay, on a flat plane, as they would say. Going into my southeast here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create the exterior of my cup, okay, and so I have a diameter, as you can see here. So I'm going to go up here to go to extrude, select the exterior of my mug, hit enter. If I look over here, I can see that it's 4 inches, so I'm going to go 4 and enter, and there it goes. Now what I want to do is I want to create the handle, and the handle, I have this shape here that I've drawn, which is a simple ellipse that's a 1 inch by a ½ inch, and I have created this shape that I wanted and defined a center line in it. So I'm going to use that center line, and now I'm going to move it into this plane. I need to move it from this plane here to this third dimension, to this Z plane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go into 3D wireframe, just because it's a little bit easier to work in and a little bit easier to see. I'm going to go up to modify. I'm going to go to the left of the modify and to the 3D align icon. I'm going to select the 3D align icon. I could also just type it in on the command line. Okay, I could type in 3D align, but we're going to use the icon. Okay, I'm going to go zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to pick my path. This is going to be my path. Okay, I'm going to go enter, and it asks me if I want to copy it. I'm going to go C for copy and hit enter again, and now it wants me to specify the base point, specify another base point. And this time I'm going to specify a third base point. You don't have to when you're pulling a 2D object, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Now it says destination point. Well, this is my first destination point. That is my second destination point. And if you see, as I rotate around the different quadrants of the diameter of this cylinder, that my handle moves. So I want to make sure that I pick the right one, and there it is. So I'm going to pick that one and click, and now you can see that my handle is now in this vertical position, and so I have picked it up and copied it in that position. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next 3D command that I want to use, and I'm going to go to over here to extrude, and I'm going to slide down to sweep. Okay, and I can either use extrude or sweep, either one. Okay, but I'm going to, in fact, I'll use extrude first, and I'll show you some of the positives and negatives of that. Okay, so I'm going to use extrude. Okay, my command line says select the object to extrude, so I'm going to select my ellipse. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it says, oh, it's either going to extrude it right there, or I can hit P for path. It gives me a choice. If I look at my command line, I'm going to go P for path. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick my polyline, and there it extruded it. And I'll prove it extruded it because when I go to my shaded gray, there you can see the extrusion. But you also see that it moved the handle from where I wanted it to be attached to the cup to being attached at the ellipse. So I'm going to just get out of that by backing up and getting completely out of that. Okay, so now we're going to go to sweep. Well, let's see if a sweep works better for us. Okay, so I've picked sweep, I pick the object, okay, I hit enter, and I'm going to pick my path. Okay, and So here we are again, and we're trying to attempt how to sweep this here, and we're going to find out why it is or isn't sweeping. So we're going to select our object to sweep, okay, and then hit enter, and then we're going to select our path, and there it did. Okay. Let's take a look at that in grayscale, and that's looking pretty darn good. Now if we go to our in this case top view, because I don't have it in world, you can see that I have, I'm going to use my little zoom window here. Boop. You can see I have a gap here, okay, in my handle to the side of my cup. So I need to fix that, okay? So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up here to my UCS and go to world, and then go back to home, and that'll get me to where I want to be. And then I'm going to move the cup out of the way. I'm going to M for move and just slide it out there. It looks like 3 inches. That's just so I can remember it. And we're going to pan over here, so this is in the center of my drawing here. And then I'm going to go up here to, in modeling, press pull, okay? And great command. I'm going to pick it, and I'm just going to pull it out and click. Okay, I'm going to go up to press pull again. I'm going to pick that face and gently pull and click. Now we're going to jump back, and sometimes it does that. So I haven't quite figured out what's going on here, but I will at some point in time. And click. There we go. I think it's a memory issue. I'm not quite sure. So anyway, we have that. We're going to take our cup and we're going to move it back 3. Okay. And if we look at our front, we now see that our handle intersects with the side of our cup exactly the way we want it to be. So we'll go back to home, and I'm going to do the next little 3D, and I'm going to union these two. So I'm going to go up to union, so solid editing, union, select the handle, select the cup body, hit enter, and now it's in one object. Okay. If I went and moved it, the whole thing will move. See how that goes? Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to do the interior of our cup. We want to remove the inside of our cup. So I'm going to go up to cylinder again. Okay. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to zoom in, and what I want to do is I want to get to the center point of the top of my mug. I'm going to pull out. Okay. If I look closely, I see that the diameter, so hit D for diameter, enter, is 2.25. Oops, excuse me, 2.5. Excuse me. 2.5. Okay. There we go. And positive extrusion is up, but I want to go down. Okay. And my negative distance in this case is 3.75. So I'm going to go negative 3.75. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go back up to my solid editing, go to subtract, select my object I want to subtract from, hit enter, and select the object I want to subtract. And oops, it didn't do it. We'll do it again here. Subtract. Come on. There you go. There we go. And there is our cup. And if we look inside of it, there we are. There is the inside of our cup. Now we have taken a 2D drawing and turned it into a 3D object. And while we're here, we can do a little more to our cup too, just to show you some of the other things that we can do with our editing. And what we can do here now is we can go over here to modify, and we can go up to fillet. Okay, and we can pick fillet, and it asks us what we want for a radius. So I'm going to go 0.125. Okay. Pick an edge. Enter. Okay. Pick an edge. Enter. Pick an edge. Enter twice. And there is our beautiful cup. And if I wanted to, I could even reach down inside. And actually, it'd be easier if I do just go to go into 3D wireframe. And I go to fillet, and I'm going to go in here and pick that inside edge. You can see how that highlighted. Enter twice, and there it is. So there's my cup in 3D wireframe, okay, and now in gray solid. And we can pick it all kinds of other things we want to do to it. It depends on however you want to change it. So that's how to create a 3D object from a 2D drawing. I'm going to do that one more time real quick here just to go over that. So I'm going to home. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go cylinder. Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to go to extrude, select our object, enter, raise it up, and go up 4. Okay. Go into our 3D wireframe. Then we're going to go over to modify. We're going to go to 3D align. We're going to come down here and pick our center line, and it asks us to pick a base point and a base point. And I'm just going to hit enter now because I don't need to pick a third base point. Now I'm going to come over here and pick a base point. Pick a base point, and I do have to hit it, and depending on which one of the quadrants I go around, it will place the handle over there. Okay. Then I'm going to go over here to sweep. I'm going to pick this object here. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to pick this object here. And it didn't do it for me again. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go into front. And let's see if that helps. Go to sweep. There, she did it. Okay. So it really depends sometimes on what view you're trying to work in, and so you have to think about whether or not to change your UCS. And I had to go from previous into front. Okay. Now I'm going to move my cup out of the way. Go over here 3. Okay. I'm going to go into shaded just so you can see it a little easier. I'm going to go over here to press pull. I'm going to pick the face. I'm going to pull. I'm going to pause. I'm going to click. Oh, and it didn't do it. So I'm going to pick, and pull, and pause, and click. There it goes. I don't know why it fights me sometimes, but it does. And I'm going to pick that face. Oops. Press pull. Get in there. Get that face. There it is. Highlights. And there it is. Okay. Go to top world view, go to front, just make sure everything looks good. We don't care that those are extra long because they're going to be taken care of when we union it. We're going to move it and go 3. Go up here. We're going to go now to solid editing to union. Select the handle, select the mug, and now we have a solid unit. There we go, just to prove that it's solid. You can see the geometry we left behind. Okay. If I wanted to, I could extrude this up, this piece. Let's do that just for fun. And we'll go over here and we'll extrude that up and move or extrude. And let's make it extra tall. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move this up. And if we look at the difference between our 4 and our 3.7 size, that'd be 0.25, okay? And now I need to get back to here, but I don't know where that is because I didn't move this in an amount. So that is critical why when you move things, you move them in an actual amount so that you can move them back, okay? So after I pick this and move it, 3, okay, now I'm good. Extrude. Oops. I didn't extrude enough, but I can just grab it right here and just pull it up, okay? But I still got to move it up. I got to clear that bottom. 0.25, okay? And then let's move this back. 3, okay? And we'll go up here and we will solid edit and subtract. Select the object that we want to subtract from, hit enter, and subtract the object we want to subtract. And there is our mug, okay? And then if I wanted to, I could go up and play with fillet. So that is a demonstration of how to create a 3D object from a 2D drawing. Thanks so much. This is Doug Hitch, and this is CAD God in Training.